Committee will please come to order. Dr. Greenspan, I want to start with you. And my question for you is simple. Were you wrong? Be sure the mic is turned on.
These are the neighborhoods where the subprime lending crisis began. Even if we predicted it was bad for the economy or bad for neighborhoods, I don't think anybody foresaw that it was going to bring down the global economy.
We're talking about explaining major world historic events.
This crisis is a total failure of markets.
It's humiliating. I am an economics correspondent for the New York Times, and I'm 10 months past due.
I was the peak. And by around the peak, I was the highest one.
The problem started after a year.
If the banks are more willing to lend, it becomes easier to spend.
$679,000.
It's been an enormous pyramiding of income and wealth in the last 30 years.
The median wages stagnated.
The closer you are to the money, the more of it you make.
If I took anybody and I paid them $10 million for the job.
Here we go.
If I took you and I started paying you $10 million for your job, in 2 weeks you will think you deserve it.
I'm looking forward to my next billion.
You know, we just want one thing from Wall Street. We'd like them to be able to do the math.
Most of the work went into selecting the portfolio.
That's all we want. We just want them to be able to do arithmetic.
Then you were paid over years of time for, I'd say, doing a little bit more than babysitting.
This enormous upwards redistribution of American income took place in a stable democracy.
Wall Street bankers and all capitalists are always greedy. That's the basis of our entire system.
How was the American elite able to get away with it?
The people at the top of the income ladder buy mansions.
Some of these homes are third and fourth homes for some of the people here.
People in the middle don't seem offended by that. They want to see pictures of the mansions.
It's wonderful, it turns out, that while incomes were falling, house prices were rising.
All the way up to 10, 12, 20 million.
If there were restrictive deeds to keep out Jews, Asians, and most importantly, African Americans, it was considered a good investment.
Panic.
It's somebody's life. I've seen this.
It was very common to see people with $20,000 and $30,000 worth of credit card debt.
I've seen what they've done to some of these poor people.
Last year as a branch manager, I made a little under $1 million.
It is outrageous.
If I borrow more and pay off my credit cards, at the time it seemed like win-win for everybody. Because I've got those higher credit scores, now I can get a slightly cheaper loan. How could that not make you feel good? Go figure.
Here's the answer to your problems.
The fatal flaw was the assumption that real estate values would always go up.
Enormous profits.
Once there's blood in the water, everybody's running.
That's impossible.
We need to have capitalism work for us.
It can't happen.
Not work us over.
It isn't going to cost you 1 cent.
You find out you're not as strong as you thought.
I found a flaw.
You're a whole lot more foolish than you thought.
Question is, what do you do?
Furthermore, you've lost maybe almost everything that you had.
You'd be ashamed if I found a line go to my house.
It doesn't get much worse than that.
You found a flaw
in the model. There's a critical functioning structure that defines how the world works, so to speak.